What's good, everybody? It's Nate. Welcome back to the channel. If you're already here and you watch these videos on a regular basis, you might as well subscribe and share an old one with a friend. And if you're struggling to find motivation, you're fucked. Nah, I'm just playing, but seriously, there is no such thing as motivation. But if you need to find some drive, if you need some gas, I'm gonna help you out today. So I went to a point in my life and I reached a place where not a lot of people go. And that is that I found something that I was willing to risk my life for. Like every time I threw my leg over the bike and I left my driveway or I unloaded it and I got on it and I went to hit the streets, I accepted the fact and I was completely okay with the idea that I might not come back. Fine with it, right? I had believed to my core that this is what I was created for. I was supposed to ride this bike. This is why I was born. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm not supposed to be doing anything else. So if there's a God, he's going to spare me, right? And I'm going to stay here. But if this bike does take me out, it's okay. It's honorable, right? Death is honorable, especially when you're doing something that you love to do. So given the fact that not a lot of people reach this place and they don't have that type of drive to make it through all the bullshit that I went through. I mean, just crashing in itself, right? I've seen so many people come and go in this sport, and I mean crashing one time, loading the bike up, and going home and posting it for sale. One time, right? So just crashing in itself is an obstacle. If you're consistently putting in work and you're consistently hitting the ground, props to you. You're already in the 1%. But we're talking court cases, medical bills, fines, all this bullshit that a lot of riders go through, getting caught up and dealing with that. I know some guys don't even show their face online because they're worried about cops and they're worried about getting chased and they're worried about their identity. I mean, this is a lot of shit we go through just to be able to ride this bike. But aside from the bike, you can apply to what I'm about to tell you to any area in your life, okay? So you have 3 ways that you can get motivated and find that drive, because in all reality, motivation doesn't exist, but drive does. What is pushing me to do what I'm doing? And number 1, which is going to be the most simple, you just fucking do it, right? I mean, there's no secret sauce. There's no recipe. This whole psychological thing that I'm about to explain to you is complicated. And if you want to cut the bullshit and you want to cut out all that, just do what you're supposed to do. Just do what you say you want. Be the person that you want to be. Just do it. I heard a quote one time and it said, commitment is doing the thing that I said I would do long after the feeling that I said it in has left. Okay? People get all jacked up. They watch a video. They listen to music. They talk to somebody. They see something. They had a great night's sleep, right? And they're all fired up. I call it day 1 energy. Okay? When you start something on the first day, you're jacked, right? Because all you can think about is the newness of what you're doing. But when that shit starts to get old, when it starts to hurt, when it starts to get boring, when you start to get tired, when you start smacking the concrete, when it starts costing you money and it's not paying you, when it starts getting to the point that you're running out of money because of how much it's costing you, people change. Their attitude changes, their energy changes. How do you stay motivated? Is you keep that day 1 energy and you just do it anyways, okay? Number 2 and number 3 get a little bit more deep. And that's the idea of having a positive and a negative emotion in order to get drive and motivation, okay? I'm going to start with the negative because that's what got me where I am today. Yes, you could have a negative emotion to give you a positive result, and I'm going to tell you how. At the beginning of my journey in riding, it was all about ego, okay? It was fully about ego and insecurity. That is what drove me. I had this negative emotion of insecurity and fear. And what was keeping me up at night and driving me to do the shit that I was doing is I was afraid that I was going to be a fucking nobody in this life. And I couldn't deal with it. I was afraid that if every second of the day, including the moments when I was sleeping, if I wasn't riding or doing something that had to do with riding, thinking about it, meditating, stretching, working out, researching, anything to occupy my time with riding, that I was going to be a nobody in this life and that people were going to see me attempt to do something and be a failure. I was trying to avoid pain, and this is a proven psychological idea that people will do more to avoid pain than actually to gain something. So this, I see people get obsessed with things because they're fearful of the negative part of it, right? People are more fearful of being fat than having the positive emotion of being in shape. People are more fearful of being broke than they are the positive gain of being financially free. People are more afraid of pain and loss than they are positivity. That is what I was trying to do the entire time, was avoid pain. So through adversity is where you need your drive and motivation. The first bumps in the road that I came to is that riding is expensive and I had no money. So if I would have stopped riding because I had no money, it would show insecurity. So what I do, I rode the bike anyways. Adversity, right? Then getting hurt. What people don't know is that it took me longer to wheelie than anybody I know. And that came with a lot of crashes. So if I crashed and didn't get up, what would people think? Think I was a failure. Think I was a pussy. They think I was going to quit. So what did I do? Got up anyways. Smacked into a wall, fried my leg, bent the frame on the bike, and I was at the lot riding the next day. I was proving to myself, but I was also proving to everyone around me, which was completely irrelevant, that I wasn't going to quit. Then I got in the big accident. So I was facing physical hardship. I fucked up my ankle. I broke both my hands, and I fucked up 3 discs in my lower back. And being laid up, all I could think about was riding. I rode with a cast. I rode with a boot. I rode someone else's bike because I had to leave mine in the junkyard. And this is where it started to change for me. And this is where I'm going to go into point number 3, which is gratitude. You can find motivation in gratitude. If you are grateful for something, right, and you don't want to lose it, and you appreciate it, you will do absolutely everything you can to keep it. And in the moment of the accident, in my recovery, is when I started to transform from all this fear and all this insecurity into gratitude. Why? Bikers leave their driveway, get hit, and die every day. And here I am, 60 miles an hour, T-bone the front of a car, barely missed it, hit a curb, roll 100 feet, beat the shit, and I still can get up and walk. I'm still here. I'm not paralyzed. You're telling me in 6 months I'm going to be able to walk, run, do everything that I was doing before and get back on the bike? Gratitude. I'm happy as fuck. I'm grateful. Holy shit. I get another crack at this? And this is where I grasp this concept, where you can find motivation and drive within these 2 things. So how do you apply this to your industry, your niche, and other areas of your life? Whatever that thing is that you're passionate about, think about losing it. How painful would it be to lose the thing that's most important to you? Okay? How grateful are you for that thing? How bad do you want to keep it, right? Your relationship. How grateful are you for your partner? How much fear would you be in if that person left you? Your children, right? So important. And this is the biggest one for me, is that my kids are growing every single day. I don't get that time back. How grateful am I that I have these 2 little kids? How fearful am I that I'm going to miss things? How fearful am I that years are going to pass, and if I'm not present enough, I miss things? So all I'm trying to do with this video is serve you guys about motivation, how to find drive, okay? What I'm trying to do is slice the time for you guys and realize it now. If you are unmotivated, 1, do it anyways. Okay, if you know you want something, if you can look yourself in the mirror and say, I know I want this, just fucking do it. 2, find some way to attach pain if you lost the thing that is most important to you. 3, gratitude. Gratitude is action. If you appreciate that thing that you say you want, fucking act like it.